And CBS News senior political editor Steve Chaggaris is following the latest in Washington. He joins us now. Steve, always good to see you. The CIA's revelations confirm what many already suspected, that Russia undermined Hillary Clinton to help Donald Trump win. Trump's response highlights, of course, his rough relationship with U.S. intelligence agencies. How will this affect his presidency moving forward, especially when it comes to protecting the country?
Yeah, I think there's two things to look at. First is the politics behind this. This was an extremely polarized election. Where that polarization is still here. You're seeing, in terms of the country, folks not totally buying the fact that Donald Trump has won the election legitimately. There are people who supported Hillary Clinton and others who suggest that because she won the popular vote and he won the electoral vote, that it wasn't a legitimate election. And so he has had a lot of work to do just on that front to try to unify the country behind his upcoming administration. And now you throw this into the mix, where it really sort of raises questions again about the legitimacy of his election. People who don't support Donald Trump are going to point to this and say, look, this was an illegitimate election. Donald Trump does not deserve to be president. You're hearing that from some Democrats and some people who did not want to see him win. So that's part of the problem. Going into January 20th, going into his administration, and politically trying to unify the country. Then you look at policy, and this is a big problem for national security. It's going to be a problem that he's going to have to deal with. Russia now, if this intelligence is to be believed, committed a significant intrusion in terms of cybersecurity. Now, how is this country going to deal with that? Yes, President Obama has to deal with it immediately, but this is going to land on Donald Trump's desk, and there are a lot of questions to be asked given Donald Trump's ties to Russia and some of his folks that he's worked with, their ties to Russia, how he's going to deal with this during his administration.
All right, Steve, this whole investigation also begs the question, of course, would Trump still have won without Russian intervention?
Yeah, I know. I think that's a dangerous road to go down, to suggest that voters were swayed by one specific thing, especially that some nefarious cyber attack from Russia. I mean, if you look at exit polling, you look at what people were voting for this year, there were a lot of issues that voters were voting for, whether it was the economy, whether it was foreign policy, whether it was just sentiment toward each of the candidates, whether they wanted change or wanted status quo. And so I think to suggest that Russia, unless there's proof of them actually hacking or getting people to the polls that shouldn't have been going to the polls, I think it's a dangerous road to go down to suggest that this was the reason why Donald Trump won.
We said this at the top. The New York Times is reporting that according to the CIA, Republicans were also hacked. Is there a chance then that they also have information about President-elect Trump and the Trump campaign that could be used for leverage? Is this an ongoing national security threat?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, you've got to get to the original problem, and the problem is that Russia hacked political entities in this country to try to delegitimize the election and to try to influence the election, and that is a problem. I mean, you've got to deal with that as a nation in terms of how you react, how you retaliate with Russia. So first of all, that's the problem. But secondly, potentially they do have information on Trump. Now, Trump's spokesperson, Sean Spicer, said today, no, they didn't get into the RNC. They did not hack into the RNC, and he is adamant that they did not do so. But if they do have information on Trump, sure, that could be problematic moving forward. But again, it's all going to be, how does this country react? How does the Obama administration and the upcoming Trump administration react to this development?
We've all been over this next topic here. The Trump transition team still hasn't announced a decision on Secretary of State, a big position there. We know former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani is no longer in contention. One frontrunner, of course, ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson, is known for his close ties with Russian President Vladimir Putin. He's meeting with Mr. Trump again today. Could these revelations affect the Secretary of State search?
Oh, absolutely. And we're hearing now that Tillerson is now at the top of that list in terms of Trump's choice for Secretary of State. And so that, with this development, with the hacking, the Russian hacking development, there's no question if Trump picks a guy like Tillerson, who has close ties to Russia, who's done business with Russia as CEO of ExxonMobil, that this is going to be a major part of his confirmation hearings, and it's going to be a major debate in the Senate about whether he is really the right choice to be Secretary of State. Russia has become a major issue involving Donald Trump's administration. So now him potentially choosing Tillerson, and if he does choose Tillerson, there's no question we're going to be hearing a lot about Russia over the next few weeks.
All right, my man, the expert, Steve Chaggaris. Always good to see you. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, DeMarco.